Hi folks, welcome to Crisco's Corner. Unfiltered commentary. And not your truth, the real truth. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for your support. Hi folks, welcome back to Crisco's Corner. From the Daily Mail. New footage shows a moment Asian woman 65 is knocked to the ground, kicked and stomped by a random attacker as she made her way to church. Two security guards who watched on and did nothing are suspended from their jobs. Now, I'm going to show it. I'll give you a fair warning now. There's a quick clip where it shows her pretty good-sized guy beating on this little bitty woman, and nobody did anything. And to those people out there that say, well, you know, it's Trump. He calls it the China virus. So, of course, Asians, Koreans, Chinese, all of them are put at risk of him and blah, blah, blah. BS. Absolute baloney. You think this guy was just a normal guy and he just has the morals and just an upright citizen and he heard Donald Trump say China virus and all of a sudden now he's beating the crap out of little old ladies? Give me a break. And those of you that think, well, you know, if you say this about the Wuhan virus or China virus or whatever you want to call it, it's going to cause Asian Americans to be targeted and all of that. Give me a break. These people were screwed up before that. And to try to find out where a virus came from that killed over 500,000 Americans and disrupted this country, probably the most economically since the Great Depression, and the most death in a year since the pandemic right after World War I, and you don't want to know where it came from and the details so it doesn't happen again? What are you, stupid? Let's read on. I'm aggravated about this already. New footage has emerged at the moment an Asian woman was knocked to the ground and viciously beaten on her way to church in Manhattan. The video from a previously unseen angle shows as the victim, 65, is pushed to the floor and kicked in the head by an unidentified passerby during the vicious daylight attack on Monday. It shows she had been walking towards the man the moments before the attack. He reported told her, F you don't belong here. The two building staff who witnessed the incident have been suspended from work for doing nothing to help her. It was also emerged Tuesday. I talked about I live in upstate New York. I don't live in New York City, thank God. And upstate New York is like night and day, of course, to New York City. Different people, different way of looking at things. I'm not saying our people are better. We just have a better, different way of life. And this is ridiculous, and there it is there. I'm gonna take it off here in a minute because it's kind of disturbing. According to the video that you saw, the two people appeared to be security guards walked into the frame and one of them closed the door as the woman was on the ground. Now, these two asshats, they say they've been suspended, not fired. Now, are you obligated under the law to step in when someone's getting beat up and put yourself at risk? No. But these are two grown men, security guards. And that's what I talked about before. And I'm thinking about moving to Tennessee. People are different. And see people going to get mad in this area that I live in up here. And I don't want everybody up here. But a lot of people down south, Tennessee, North Carolina, especially in the smaller town areas, I believe are better people. I'm sorry, they are. And it just shows a couple of clips here. In the statement Tuesday, the Brodsky organization, the management company for the building, said the staff who witnessed the attack have been suspended pending an investigation in conjunction with their union. Oh, yeah, the union will protect them. The Brodsky organization is also working to identify a third-party delivery vendor present during the incident so that the appropriate action can be taken. What a crock of BS. How much more video do you have to have? They had that They condemn all forms of discrimination, racism, xenophobia, and violence against the Asian American community. Blah, 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 blah. The use of progressive mantra. The attack comes amid a national spike in Asian hate crimes. The New York Police Department says there have been 33 hate crimes with an Asian victim so far this year. I don't like that hate crime. It's an a-hole that assaulted a little old woman. Now, do I have great confidence in judges, especially in New York and New York City? New York City, not so much. But here's the thing. Assault is assault. And if a judge wants to add on time because of the horrendous nature of the crime or the fact that it picked on somebody because of their ethnic background, yeah, I think he should add some time to his sentence. But don't make a special hate crime statute. I'm sorry. It's ridiculous and stupid. And no, again, this is not Donald Trump's fault. No more than, well, I'm going to change this because this is a little disturbing. No more than the TV show Kung Fu is against Asian people. It's stupid and ridiculous. And here's this a-hole now, this asshat. Look at the size of this guy. Why isn't it getting a lot more publicity on the cable news stations? Well, I'm not going to say. Look at the picture and decide for yourself why. If this was a different looking gentleman, and I use that in air quotes, gentleman, then it'd be all over the place 24/7. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. In the original footage, one of the men working on the building appeared to be busy opening packages while the attack was going on. At one point, a second security guard could be seen closing the front door of the premises where the pair were working, completely ignoring a woman who had just been a victim of a savage assault. Neither decided to chase after the suspect, who was still being hunted by police, but he weren't offering for information. Well, I'd love to see a GoFundMe page and make the reward $50,000, $60,000 for this a-hole. The identified suspect allegedly hurled anti-Asian statements as he punched and kicked a 60-year-old woman on West 43rd Street near 9th just before midday, according to NYPD. And there's some protesters. They got $2,500 reward. That's not bad. Coronavirus is not Chinese. I stand with the Asian communities. Look at these a-holes. You know, these people just don't get it. It's a moron that's got some severe problems. And he should be in jail. I know for a while. And I hope when he's in jail, he gets his ass kicked numerous times. There's the reward poster there. After you don't belong here, the man is said to have yelled at the woman, according to sources. The woman was taken to New York University Langone Hospital in stable condition after suffering a fractured pelvis. Now, those of you that don't know, and I found this out when a older relative of mine died, when you hear about older people breaking their hips and then they get pneumonia and dying, I didn't know this, that the vast majority, like 90%, I guess, of your immune system is in your hip area and your pelvis. When that gets fractured, it compromises your immune system and you catch something else and die. That I didn't know. And that's why older people, when they get a hip injury or a pelvis injury, it's very serious. The suspect was also caught clearly on surveillance cameras. He walked away from the scene, appeared to be wearing distinctive blue pants, a maroon scarf, and a beige cardigan. Oh, nice. And he's color coordinated in his clothes. And there's the picture there. Police Commissioner Demont Shah said Monday's attack disgusting. Absolutely, I agree. I don't know who attacks a 60-year-old woman and leaves her on the street like that, Shea said on Tuesday on TV station in New York 1. Shea recently said the agency would increase its outreach and patrols in predominantly Asian communities. I don't think that's necessary. I think probably do it just to make him feel better, maybe get a little peace of mind. But and of course they go on the number of hate crimes. I hate that. I hate that expression. You don't beat the crap out of somebody if you're both the same race and it's not a hate crime. You don't beat the crap out of somebody because you love them. All assaults are hate crimes in that instance. And they go on. And there we go. Bill de Blasio, this mental pygmy, called absolutely disgusting the video and outrageous and said it was absolutely unacceptable that witnesses do not intervene. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you do. You got to help your fellow New Yorker. You know, I'll tell you the truth. That's probably the one and only time I'll ever agree with Bill de Blasio. Do whatever you can. Call what's happening. Call 911. Follow the person probably. And that's what's going on in our country. This is what's happening. Men aren't meninified down. Now, if I was by myself and the guy was that big, I certainly would have came out. There's no question. Might have got my behind stomped, but you know what? I would have done it anyway. Because that's what men do. And I don't care about all you feminists out there and blah, 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 blah. Men protect women. It's always been that way. And look what society's turning to now. Look at it. It's disgusting. And they're security guys. These weren't the two paper boys. I mean, give me a break. Did nothing, suspended from their jobs. They weren't fired because they belonged to a union. Well, it was interesting to see, and they won't do the follow-up story, I'm sure, how the union's going to react to these two a-holes. Of course, they're not as bad as the man that made the assault, but this is what goes on. And this isn't just New York mentality, like, hey, I don't care, let them beat her up. Men aren't men anymore. Slowly but surely, our culture is changing. Men protect women, period. It's been that way for millennium, I should say. And it's not. And it's sad. Is it going to change back to men looking out for women and men being men? I certainly hope so. Because our culture and our society is at great risk without men. And our culture and society is at great risk without women, real women. Until the next time, folks, goodbye and good luck.